If you're heading to Mexico and you don't know what's going to happen when you bring one of these and one of these into the country, then you better stay tuned to the end of this video, because otherwise it could be a very costly mistake for you.
Show me the money!
Now, every country has restrictions on what you can bring into the country, and these are import restrictions. And Mexico is no different than that. And the most obvious one is restrictions on cigarettes or tobacco and alcohol. The limits that they currently have in place, and I will put the full link to the official declaration of what's allowed in. I will put that in the description of the video below, but just so you know, it's approximately 10 packs of cigarettes. And I say approximately because at least here in Canada, we have small packs and we have big packs, and that can make a difference on the overall quantity of cigarettes.
This is getting confusing.
So I've heard that it's approximately 200 cigarettes, but in their official document it says 10 packs. So just bear that with a grain of salt. Alternatively, you can bring in 25 cigars or 200 grams of tobacco, but not a total amount of those. So it's one or the other. You can also bring in 3 liters of alcohol, like hard alcohol, and 6 liters of wine. So you bring in plenty of booze. Now, just bear in mind, if you stop off at the duty free as soon as you land and before you go through customs and immigration, that's going to count towards your total amount.
What? No way.
So if you've already brought 10 packs of cigarettes, don't be stopping to get more at the duty free, because otherwise you will be over the limit. And while these rules apply to all of Mexico, we're starting to see enforcement, and pretty harsh enforcement, at the Cancun airport. So just bear that in mind. If you're flying into Cancun, that's really one of the places where you're going to want to make sure that you're under your limits for these specific items. Hearing of fines of over $1,000 for people who were bringing in extra cigarettes because they don't like the kind that they can get internationally, and also for other things. And we're going to jump into that right now.
Keep talking.
So some of the other restrictions that you may not be aware of is you're allowed to bring in 1 portable speaker. You're allowed to bring in 1 pair of binoculars. You can bring in a maximum of 2 musical instruments. For some reason, they allow you to have 3 cell phones, although why? Why would you have so many cell phones?
I can't live without them!
Now, this one is really important if you are a travel vlogger. You are restricted to bringing either 2 cameras or 2 in total of cameras and camcorders or video cameras. So if you've got a fancy camera and you've also got a GoPro or an Insta360, again, you're going to want to watch these limits. And as far as the laptop and tablet or iPad goes, you're allowed 1 or the other. It's 1 computing device. General feel is that if you're bringing in a Kindle or a reading device, it's not a computing device. I mean, all you can do is read books on it. So that wouldn't apply to one of these items. But for these, I mean, if you're like me, I like watching videos on the flight and I like watching them on my iPad, but I need this for work. If you bring in both of those items, you're going to be over your limit. And if you exceed that, then you're going to face an import tax.
Here we go again.
It seems like it's about 19%, but here's the catch. It's based on the value as determined by the customs officer that you're dealing with.
Huh? What?
So personally, my iPad is a pretty old unit. As long as it works for me to watch Netflix, I'm good to go. But if I looked at a trade-in value, an official trade-in value on the Apple website, it's worth about $75. 19% on $75 isn't a whole lot. But what if they decide to tax me on my MacBook?
No!
What if they decide the value of my iPad is higher than the official value?
No more! I can't take it anymore.
You can see where this could become a problem. No matter which country you're going to, sometimes when you're going through customs and immigration, if they're having a day, it's not going to be a good day for you. I think most people do not know that there are these restrictions in place, and they're not new, but it's just the Cancun airport where they've started to crack down on it recently, and we're seeing a lot of people being impacted by this and having to face huge amounts of payments before they're even allowed to bring their items into the country and begin their vacation. Know the limits, stay within it, then you can go on and have a good time and not even have to worry. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and we'll see you on the next one.